Good morning, guys. Well, we're finally getting to the fun stuff with this project. So the first video on the channel that we put up about 3 weeks ago was actually kind of an overview of this incubator, where we're incubating fertile eggs we got from our neighbor's flock. You can see this morning we got a chicken there. The first one actually popped yesterday morning, and we had a few more hatch last night. So I'll swing on over to the brooder and show you guys. I'm just letting this one dry off. I'm not going to open it up to show you because the temperature alarm on this thing is really annoying. I don't think you want to listen to the incessant beeping. So I'll move that. That chick's dried off enough. I'm going to move it over here once I'm done with this video. As you guys can see, we got one dark chick here. They really kind of get obscured by the heat lamp. I'm going to turn it off for just 1 sec. A split second's not going to hurt them. Whoop! Startling. So it's real hard to tell when they're this age. I think a couple of these, they've got some darker, I mean they're light, but they've got some darker feathers on them. And based on the egg color they came out of, and the hens in the neighbor's flock, I think a couple of those are probably going to be more of a red color. And the lighter ones that don't have as much red might be buffs. But it's real hard to say when they're this young. That dark one's pretty cool because the beak and everything are black. So unfortunately we did lose one chick when we were doing this last night. Without being too graphic about it, the cloaca, which is basically its bum hole, got stuck to the eggshell, and when it tried to free itself, that pulled out. That was beyond our control. We weren't trying to yank it out of the shell or anything. It did that on its own. That's going to happen, guys. Even if you buy from a feed store or you order online, there's a good chance that a chick's going to die in transit or get ill. One time when we ordered from Murray McMurray, we got a hen that we were pretty sure was blind. Didn't end up making it, and so you might have to end up euthanizing a chick. That's just the way it goes. And sometimes that's the most humane thing to do if you're sure it's not going to make it. So that's something to consider if you're getting into chickens for the first time or any kind of livestock for the first time. Like any living thing, animals don't live forever, and unfortunately sometimes that happens right off the bat. But on the happy side, this has been successful. Now the other side of this is I'll shoot another video, say on Sunday or Monday, when I'm sure all the eggs have hatched, so I can show you how many we got out of the 24 eggs we started. The tricky thing when you're starting them on your own is that you don't know how many of these are going to end up being roosters versus hens. So we could get a dozen eggs, and I guess in theory they could all be roosters. That would be unfortunate. More likely, especially with a larger hatch, it's probably going to fall closer to 50-50, which would be fine. We're only going for maybe 5-6 hens. And we won't keep the roosters that we get. We'll probably, I know a couple people who do want them, so that if we only get 2 or 3 roosters, might be able to find homes for them. Good luck if you're not if you're not willing to eat the roosters and you're gonna do this. You're gonna, I don't know, guys. You're gonna have problems getting rid of them. If you put it up on Craigslist for free, I tried to do that with a rooster that we had with a past flock. They really liked. Didn't particularly want to kill him. We left him up for a month or so after we had sold off the hens. He was all by himself. We were not going to keep one rooster indefinitely. So that's a part of it too. And even if you're keeping chickens for eggs, just remember that they don't lay forever. So 2-3 years, you're probably going to get your peak productivity. And if you keep them much beyond that, chickens can live several years. So at that point, if you're not willing to either turn them into stew yourself or find somebody in your neighborhood who wants to do that with them, you're going to have pretty expensive chicken pets, which is fine if that's what people want to do. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. People have plenty more expensive pets. People have hobby horses and really expensive dogs, that's fine. But just be aware that if you're getting into it from a food production standpoint or integrating them into your homestead standpoint, that's going to be a potential problem. Now, in some parts of the world, a chicken's lucky to make it 5 or 6 years, just based on the predation and everything, especially if you have them running free range. So, I mean, just a natural attrition can take care of that sometimes. But if you've got them in a stationary coop that's well built, yeah, you could have some pretty old hens. So that's something to consider as well. But it'll be an interesting journey. We'll show you how that goes over the next several months. Probably be about 20, 24 weeks till whatever hens we have start laying. So we'll show you the process from egg to when they start making new eggs. All right, thanks guys.